One day, Imam Muhammad Abdu was passing by the elementary school when he held one of the students' notebooks and said, "What is better for this boy to be a writer yet?" The phrase which was the spring of the writer Abbas Mahmoud Al-Akkad. On June 28, 1889, al-Aqqad was born in Egypt, exactly in Aswan Governorate, for an Egyptian father and a mother of Kurdish roots, and his family was named al-Aqqad after his grandfather's job, who was working in silk knotting. He only finished his elementary school education as modern schools were not available at this time in Aswan, and as he was from a middle-class family, his family couldn't send him to Cairo to finish his education, as the high-class families used to do. Therefore, al-Akkad depended on his intelligence and desire in learning and knowledge, and he started to educate himself. His true passion of reading made him spend all of his money on magazines and books. As well, he found out that the English language is very important, as it would allow him to read to other cultures rather than Egypt, especially the English literature and arts. And being from Aswan helped him a lot to learn the language, as Aswan is a big touristic city. Thus, the tourists were everywhere and in contact with the locals, and this was the golden chance for al-Akkad to learn the language and practice it. And at that time, he had a great opportunity to learn science in English in the elementary schools, the thing that helped him to read in the English literature at a young age. Al-Akkad used to listen to fictional tales from old people in the street where he lived. Those tales were the reason for the emergence of his writing talents, the thing that led him to sing before turning 10. He had always dreamed of finishing his education in the military school or studying botany and zoology until he graduated of elementary school in 1903. But at that time, his father found that he must stop learning to look for a job. Al-Akkad couldn't dismiss his father's decision to get employed. At the beginning of his job in 1904, he earned £4 in the financial department in Kenya. But at that time, his obsession with literature made him attend with his colleagues poetry symposiums. Not only that, but as well, he used to travel to Cairo every 2 weeks to listen more and buy valuable books to read. After a while, his condition worsened that he couldn't make ends meet, so he decided to go back to Aswan. At that point, his writings attracted Muhammad al-Muwalhi, the director of the Endowments Bureau, so he hired him as a writer in the Secretariat Department of the Supreme Council. Then he worked in al-Mu'ayyid newspaper as an editor for the literary page. By then, he was almost 25 years old. Al-Akkad was famed for his literary battles with Taha Hussein and Zaki Mubarak, but the strongest battle occurred when he published his book, Ad-Diwan, in which he criticized the poet Ahmad Shawqi. The political aspect was very important in his life, as he was a unique politician and he was the first writer for Al-Wafd party and a member of the House of the Representatives, and that aspect was the reason that he headed to authoring and writing. After being imprisoned, he retreated the political work and headed to authoring. He started in writing Abqariyat series and finished the Genius of Muhammad, the Genius of Umar, and the Genius of Al-Imam. And as well, he authored Goha, and most of his books were translated to other languages, especially the Persian, but also the German, French, Russian, and English. Al-Akkad taught us the creativity and that we can learn under any circumstances. Share with us what you know about Abbas Mahmoud Al-Akkad. For more heroic and inspirational tales of those who have major impact on our lives, don't forget to like and subscribe to watch our coming videos.